صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
It's not what you see on television. It's not what people are talking about, or a simple dress code, or whatever. This is about being good to your fellow man, and being good to your God. That's all it is. That's what it is. You'll see all of your good deeds.
Adil Zeb is an aspiring imam and a Muslim chaplain at American University in Washington. He reaches out to young Muslims with what he calls the real message of Islam.
You want paradise? Be good to your fellow man, and be good to God.
Zeb says there is often a disconnect between young Muslims and the foreign-born leaders who head many mosques in the United States.
When a youth comes and approaches the imam who comes from a different country, first of all, there's a language barrier. Second of all, there's a cultural barrier. And then there's also an age barrier. There's many barriers that have to be overcome.
Sayyid Saeed is a top official with the Islamic Society of North America. He concedes that many imams at American mosques are from overseas, but he says that's beginning to change.
We had to reject some imams who only knew Quran but could not relate themselves to the people. They came with a mentality that did not fit our constituency, where you have men and women actively in the leadership positions of the Islamic centers. And these imams who came from overseas, they could not reconcile themselves to the fact that women were running the Islamic centers.
In many Islamic countries, the imam's sole job is to lead the prayers. But here in the United States, they often serve a broader role.
It is much more about leading the community much more than leading the prayer.
Sheikh Shakir al-Saeed is the imam of the Dar al-Hijra Mosque in Northern Virginia.
Here, you are a judge, you are an arbitrator, you are a mediator, you are a psychologist, you are a psychiatrist at times. And you are a friend, you are a brother, you are a leader, you are a teacher, all of those combined. And everybody wants to pick from you what their needs.
Imam al-Saeed came from Egypt 3 decades ago.
The learning curve of most imams is very steep. It takes an average of about 5 to 8 years for an imam to become a true local effective imam, especially when you move from your very small environment to a very open, large environment like in the United States.
But young American Muslims have questions that require more immediate answers.
You need an imam who has an understanding, I guess, of Muslim life here. I know I grew up in a masjid that I only went to twice a year.
It's much more easier to relate to someone that's closer to you and that understands, that lived in the United States and is not like an immigrant that just was here for preaching.
The community at large understands the need for an imam who knows the turmoil a Muslim American goes through while growing up in a non-Muslim country.
We have to reach them when they're at the high school level, at the college level, when they're exploring, when they're learning, when their minds are still young and receptive.
Zeb argues that Muslim Americans want a spiritual guide who can help to reconcile 14 centuries of Islamic scholarship with the modern traditions of American life.
Hi, my name is Adil. I'm the Muslim chaplain.
Oh, okay.
My name is Adil Zeb. Yes, nice to meet you.
Vidushi Sinha, VOA News.
Okay.